Hi guys, and welcome to another Watch Geek video and another unboxing and first impressions. Now the reason I'm doing this video as the unboxing, and don't worry, I'll be doing the full review later on, is the fact I just received this watch a couple of hours ago and their Kickstarter campaign ends in 6 days. So I just wanted to make sure you have the information so that you can use the discount used on the Kickstarter campaign, because it's not small, in case you like the watch. Now the watch itself will retail it for $499, but during the Kickstarter campaign, so the next 6 days, it's available for $329, which is quite a big saving. When it comes to the watch itself, the Aerotec Atlantic diver, they market it as a minimalistic titanium diver, and it truly is minimalistic. If you take a look at the case, it's a very simple. There are no fancy finishes, no fancy surfaces. It's pretty round with just the lugs attached. It's bead blasted all around, and it's titanium all over. So the bezel is titanium, the case is titanium, and even the case back, which is their signature case back with the diver's helmet, where the window of the helmet is actually a piece of crystal, allowing you to see just part of the movement. I actually like their case backs, and I even like these dimples for the case back removing tool. The watch is paired to a rubber tropical strap, and these are very good in quality, come with quick release pins and a matching titanium buckle. Now the reason I don't like these is the fact they're always very long, and you'll see in a couple of minutes on my small 6.5-inch wrist there's always a piece of it sticking out. But when it comes to the watch itself, it's pretty much perfectly sized. I'll have the specs in the corner of the screen, but this is a 40mm diver with just 46mm lug to lug, and thanks to a Miyota 9015 used, which is very thin, it comes at only 12mm in thickness, which is very good because it sits very nice and low on the wrist. The Miyota is a premium version of movements used in microbrand watches, so it comes with 28,800 BPH, comes with both hacking and hand winding, and a date function that they incorporated at 6 o'clock to not ruin the symmetry of the dial. The crystal is sapphire, as you would expect, and it comes with anti-reflective coating on the underside only, just the way I like it. The bezel itself is 120 clicks, and I do like the fact that they didn't go for the regular bezel insert or even engraving, but if I zoom in, you will see that it's actually embossed. So the markings and the numerals are actually raised, which is something I really like and something you don't see very often on microbrand watches. Now the real star of the show is the dial. This is actually a sterling silver dial that's been pitted and then painted, and as you can see, it really plays with the light, and I really can't wait to do the full review with macro shots to see how this looks under macro. Like this, it's a very impressive. There are 3 colors available: orange, teal, and this red, which they call raspberry red, but in my opinion they should have called it Santa Claus red, because Christmas is just around the corner, and this really does have that festive red color. It's very rich under certain lightings and then becomes slightly like subdued under other lighting. Very cool. The hands, as you can see, are actually black painted, and the outlines of the hands are what is actually loomed. I also like the way they did the chaptering, which is also loomed, and we're gonna see that in a couple of seconds. Now let's try the bezel, because this is, like I said, a titanium watch. When it comes to titanium watches, they're very light and they kind of disappear on the wrist, which is why some people don't really like them. They associate lack of weight with cheapness, which is not the case. But one thing that I don't like about titanium watches is the way the bezels feel. They always feel kind of plasticky and cheap when you turn them. So let's try this one. Okay, so this one, because they went with very smooth clicks, doesn't have that cheap feel. When you have like very clicky bezels and you try to do them in titanium, they kind of feel teeny and they like, I don't know how to describe them, but they sound very cheap. By going for a very smooth click and very soft click, they managed to avoid that, but still being titanium, you just kind of feel like you're scratching something. It just doesn't feel like a stainless steel bezel, but that's one of the prices you pay for having a titanium watch, which is very light and very comfortable to wear. Now let's put this on my 6.5-inch wrist to see how it wears, but being the dimensions that I mentioned, it's probably gonna wear pretty much perfectly. Okay, and here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Just like I said, it wears pretty much perfect. I wouldn't go for any size bigger. Very nice, wears very flat. The lugs don't extend, and this is the part that I hate about these tropical straps. Now, if I were to keep it on this strap, I would probably just cut this piece, but being me, I would probably put it on one of my custom straps that are much shorter. Very nice looking watch, and I do like the contrast that the hands are giving it. Very cool. So now let's do the Lume shot, and that's gonna be it for today, but like I said, do stay tuned for the full review. Now, we'll see how much of a price when it comes to the Lume is paid, because only the outlines are loomed instead of the whole hands. So let's charge the watch for a couple of minutes and then we're gonna be back. Okay, with the watch charged, let's zoom in and turn off the light. And there we go. The Lume is actually quite decent given the amount of it that the watch has. The chapter ring and the hands are pretty much the same, and here you can see on the bezel pip how much better it would be lumed if the Lume was applied very thick and the way you usually applied it on the hands and markers. But by going for this kind of design, they kind of sacrificed the legibility but made it look very cool during the day. And being the dial that it is, you're probably gonna enjoy it more during daytime than in the night. So anyways, that's it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Like I said, do stay tuned for the full review. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.